What a joy it is to be alive. Hola a todos, bienvenido al mundo de Anita, un espacio seguro para todos. Estoy aprendiendo a hablar español, so I'm trying to incorporate Spanish more into my day-to-day life, and part of that is speaking it, but that's besides the point. Today I wanted to talk about yoga, and I'm coming to you guys live post-morning yoga flow. Today's Sunday, it's 10 o'clock on the dot. Actually, it's 10 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my, not a drop top, but anyway, I got my tea. I'm drinking the Bigelow brand tea, which I normally don't like, but this is a ginger peach turmeric blend. This right here, y'all need to get you one of these, tea girlies. You need to get you one of these, okay? And then I have some sativa infused honey added. So I'm feeling very great this morning. I feel grateful to be alive, and I'm ready to have a great day. But I wanted to talk about yoga and my experience with yoga. And I've only been doing yoga consistently for the past like 3-4 months, but in such a short amount of time, it's made such a huge impact on my life. And I want to share that with you guys in the ways in which that it's kind of propelling me forward in my spiritual journey. I'm not a yoga professional. I'm not a yoga teacher. Like, I'm nothing like that. So I just want to make that clear. I literally just started by watching YouTube videos and finding what works for me and incorporating that into my daily practice. Also, just keeping it real. I filmed this already like 2 weeks ago, and it just didn't come out how I wanted it to, in terms of like, I had stuff on my face. So I'm filming this again, and I feel like the first time you film something, the first time you say things, it's a lot more authentic. Hopefully this can flow very authentically like it did the first time. So as I said before, I've been doing yoga consistently for the past 3 to 4 months, so not even that long. And I started out watching the Black Yogi Nico and Ariana Elizabeth. The clips right before this segment was the Black Yogi Nico's Aura Cleansing Flow. Those are 2 Black women, the Black Yogi Nico and Ariana Elizabeth, 2 Black women in the yoga space, which I love to see that representation. And they have amazing videos on YouTube that I still watch to do yoga along with. What's so funny about how the universe works? I remember asking God, like one day I was just, talking to God, and I was like, asking for discipline, and not discipline in the sense of like productivity, like getting things done, because I'm gonna do that regardless, but it was more so discipline to be present and to be still. And that was something that I asked God for, because I would have these moments of stillness and being present, and so much would be revealed to me in those moments. And I'm like, I need more of this. Like, I need to be present more often. And I will be honest, I am someone that is often preoccupied with thoughts of future events and how things are going to play out. And, you know, I've talked about this before, but I'm planning to move abroad next year. So it's like, there's so many things going on in my head about my future. And I was losing the sight of the fact that I am living a life right now. There are things going on around me right now that I need to be present for. And so I was asking God for that. I was asking God for that presence outside of thinking about my future, outside of working my 9 to 5. But I was talking to God. Me and God, we're like this. We're homies. God is literally guiding me. God is literally my higher self. Yeah, I was asking for that discipline. And it's so funny the way that became, or the way that manifested, I guess you could say, is through yoga. And so I just want to talk about, I like made a list of things that yoga has helped me with and how it's changed my life. So the first thing is emotional regulation. I feel like oftentimes we allow, or when I say we, I mean me, but I've witnessed other people do it as well. We allow external things to really have power over our emotions and how we react in our day-to-day lives. You know, say maybe your boss says something that pissed you off, and now your whole day is thrown off, your whole mood is off. And I feel like that's where yoga came in for me, with emotional regulation, for me to be able to have control over my emotions and not empower other people to affect my emotions so strongly to the point that my whole day is ruined, or my whole day is, you know, better, whatever it is. Like, it could go both ways, but it's just like having that regulation over my own emotions and being able to be grounded within myself, so that the things in my environment, even if the things in my environment and around me aren't peaceful, I can find that inner peace within myself. And that's what yoga has helped me with. And that kind of goes into my second point, is releasing tension. I remember there was one yoga flow that I did, and literally I ended up crying at the end. I literally went into like lizard pose, I think is what it's called, and tears just started to roll down my face. But what's so interesting is we hold so much of our emotions in our body. When we're stressed, how many times do you have to like catch yourself during the day super tense, and you're like, you take a deep breath and you're like, whoo, you're like, and you're like releasing because you realize you were so tense. So we hold so much stress in our body. And I'm going off topic here for a minute, but a few years ago, I was going to the chiropractor, and I remember after my first adjustment, I came home and I was an emotional wreck. Like, I had an emotional breakdown. And I remember the next time I went to the chiropractor, I told him about that. I was like, hey, like, when I left last time, I was feeling very, like, I was going through it emotionally. And he was explaining to me that all the trauma that I've gone through, all of the pain, the stress, the anxiety, the fear, all of that stuff gets trapped into our body. And it was through that chiropractic adjustment that I was finally releasing some of that from my body, releasing some of that tension from my body. And so it sounds crazy, but the reason I want to say that is because yoga is helping me release emotional tension. And by doing that, I'm able to better regulate my emotions when I'm in situations that may feel uncomfortable or may put me at dis-ease. Yoga is truly a mind, body, and soul connection. And I feel like when I am doing yoga, and that's one of the ways that's changed my life, I feel alignment happening, right? And that can come up in so many different ways. It doesn't have to be yoga. Like, there's little subtle moments throughout life that I feel this way, and yoga just happens to be one of those ways for me, especially because it's a way of me moving my body, releasing that stagnant energy, and grounding myself. I put allowing my emotions to flow effortlessly. Anxiety feels easy now. If I feel anxiety, and I'm doing my yoga flow, I just allow myself to feel that, even in general, even outside of yoga, because it has those lasting effects beyond just being here on my mat. If I'm feeling stressed, if I'm feeling anxious, if I'm feeling fear, if I'm feeling uneasy about a situation, if I'm feeling upset, disappointed, angry, and like you name it, I'm less attached to those emotions now, and so it has less control over my life. When it comes up, I allow it to come up, I acknowledge it, I witness it, I give myself the space to feel it, and then I move on. And I know that a lot of people don't like to hear that. I think that a lot of us, and I have been guilty of this, and in some ways I still may behave in this way, but I aim to get away from that. It's like this victim mentality of like this woe is me, or I'm so anxious, I have this, I have anxiety, I have whatever it is. Like we're literally owning these emotions and making it a part of our identity. And I don't want to do that. I may experience anxiety. Anxiety may come up for me, but I don't have anxiety. Like it is not a part of who I am. It is not a part of my identity. And I can allow myself to feel those emotions and move past it. I just feel like when you release that attachment, then you're giving it less power, and you can truly live in the present moment versus like living in victimhood, if that makes sense. I put feeling magic in the present moment. I want to cry right now, I'm not gonna lie, just reading that. And this was just like a note I made. I had a journal entry, and when I first filmed this, I shared it, but I don't know if I'm gonna share it in this one. But like being present, you really get to see the magic in every moment, and you really get to just feel that gratitude pouring out of your soul. I don't know, I sound crazy. I feel like I sound crazy saying this, so I hope someone out there feels me. I was like getting really emotional last night because I was thinking, dang, there was a point in my life where I didn't want to be alive. There was a point in my life where I was asking God, like, why am I here? I didn't ask to be here, okay? So there was a time in my life where I did not want to live. And so the fact that I am where I am right now, and I can find joy, and I can see the magic in the present moment, and I am like bursting with gratitude every morning that I get to practice yoga and I get to experience this connection with the divine. I couldn't be more happy to be where I am today. And that doesn't mean that I don't experience challenges. That doesn't mean that I don't go through hard shit, because I do. I'm going through some hard shit right now. But it's like, I feel like through this practice, I am falling deeper and deeper in love with life, and I am being constantly reminded of my why, and God is forcing me to like show up for myself and to show up for this journey. And I feel like it's just like my higher self is like my tour guide, and it's just holding my hand, and it's like, hey, look, there's this cool thing over here, and there's this cool thing over here, and there's this and there's that, and you can experience this and you can experience that. And I think because there was a point in my life where I was not present, and I was so preoccupied with these emotions that I was attaching myself to, I couldn't even see the light in those things. And now I'm experiencing that, and I think that it's really beautiful, and I'm really grateful to be experiencing this. That's another thing. I don't know if this is just a part of getting older, because I know when y'all was younger, you would see like old folks would just sit on their balcony in their rocking chairs on their porch, drinking tea or staring at the sky. Like, I'm that person now. I literally wake up every morning, I do my yoga practice, and then I sit on my balcony without my phone in complete, utter silence. And I just stare at the sky. And I just sit in that stillness, and so much comes to me. Sometimes I journal during those moments. And that's what this is all about. It's really not about the yoga. It's not about the practice itself and like the actual act of what I'm doing. It's more so about being present and having those moments of presentness. Is that a word, presentness? The moments of presence? I feel like I've used that word so many times, but you know, for lack of better words, it's all about being present, because in those present moments, creativity flows a lot easier, even decision making. I feel like when you're present in the moment, so much there's clarity in the present moment. And so you're able to make decisions a lot better. You're able to have better discernment. You're able to be more creative. You're able to trust your intuition a lot more, because everything is there in that moment. God is in the present moment. So it's like, I don't know. But that's the way yoga has changed my life. I highly encourage you, if you're watching this, have something that is a daily practice of being present. That can be through yoga, that can be through journaling, that can be through some other form of movement, exercise, get those serotonin levels up. But yoga has been that for me, and I am very, 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 very grateful, and my heart is full of gratitude that has been something that has like come along my path, and that I've discovered as a way of connecting deeper with God, connecting deeper with myself, connecting deeper with my intuition and my purpose.